Good morning, gamers. Welcome back to the Minecraft guide, sheep farm. Last episode was a good one. We finished all of the sheep farms that we had to. Today is a big one, the farm. At the end of the last episode, it's basically done, but it's not done at the same time. There are a bunch of things that we need to get done today, so then by the end of the episode, the farm can actually be up and running. Today, we're gonna set up the item collection system. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna color the sheep. We're gonna start the farm, and then maybe, big maybe, we're gonna do the inside. Or at least some of it. Before we get into today's episode, two things. Thank you so much for all the love on the project. The videos of this project have been doing super well, and it seems like you all have been like really enjoying the project, which is great because it's a really fun one. I've been waiting to do this for so long, so yeah. Also, like goal, 10K likes. Highly advised that you check last episode if you haven't yet, because a lot of the stuff's not going to make any sense. How do these farms appear here? Well, watch last episode and you'll figure out how. 48 sheep farms. At the end of the last episode, I posed a question. Do we expand the farm? Question still open. Let me know what you think. Expanded, not expanded. Today we're going to set up a collection system for everything that we have so far. To set up this collection system, these are basically the materials that you're going to need. You're going to need rails. The amount depends on how big you make the farm. Not just normal rails though, no way, that wouldn't work. Of course not, obviously. You're gonna need powered rails too. We're probably gonna need a lot of powered rails, so I'll make that many to start. You're also gonna need a minecart. But no, not just a normal minecart. It actually needs to be a special minecart. A hopper minecart. So I've been thinking about how I want to do this. I think the best way to do this is gonna be probably with 5 separate minecarts. I'm not too sure, but I thought about trying to like string these things together over here. We could make like an elevator for the minecart, and it goes down and gets them and then down, but honestly, I feel like it's going to be overly complex. To simplify it, all we need to do is have a minecart that goes down, bounces off the wall, and just comes back over here, drops everything off in like a hopper elevator, and then the hoppers go down and take all the items to the ground where we can like pick them up. Maybe at like the back of the build is what I'm thinking. So that's going to be one minecart for that floor, one for that floor, one for that floor. And then over here, we could string them together, but it's going to be a bunch of different sheep, like with different colors. So one over here, one over here. That's going to equal 5. Hopper minecarts are so slow to craft too. Like what? Like, that's painful. Chests. You're going to need chests. The chests are going to be for storage. Hoppers. You're going to need hoppers. The hoppers are going to be for putting the items inside of the chest for the storage. You're going to need to come up with a way to power your powered rails. I'm going to use levers. I think levers are going to be the best way. And then, if you want to do some kind of minecart unloading system, you're going to need a few more redstone components. So these are going to be the components down here. I'm actually not going to grab them quite yet. We'll set it up after we set up most of the farm. I think I want to stop the minecarts and have them drop off all of their wool into a chest, and then let them go and pick up more wool, because wool is going to clog up a minecart really fast. So for the most part, those are the materials that you can need for the collection system. If I forgot something, I'm sorry, but now it's time to set it up. So I think we're going to start over here. This is going to be like an easy side to do. What we want to do is start by creating basically like a basement over here. I think I'm going to put the floor at this spot like down here. It's going to be like a cramped basement for sure, but if I dig this whole area out, like from this spot right here all the way over to the other side in the same exact spot, so like down here, then it's going to be a whole lot easier to work. We could easily set up a minecart rail line over there, one over here, hoppers and everything. Yeah, it'll just make it so much easier. Time to dig. Aw, man, if it wasn't for all of the sheep and my lack of explosives, I totally would have used explosives in here. This was so painful to dig. Check it out, the basement is clear. From this side all the way over to this side, and now we can easily set up a rail line in here and then hopper systems linking everything together. We're good to go. Alright, so I like to run my rail lines on things that are different, right? So like, I know what it is always. Today I've looked into my stockpiles and they just aren't what they used to be. It's tragic, but they're not. So what we're going to use is cobblestone, and it's going to look amazing, and it's going to be perfect. Cobblestone it is. There we go. So what we're going to do is set up a rail line running right underneath the block that the sheep are standing on. I've done my research. I looked at the blocks. This is where the sheep are standing, so that means we skip a space for the minecart and we do the line right in there. Now, we're going to have to work in here. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but you want to see a life hack for working in tight spaces. If you ever have to work in like a cramped spot, like this one in here, I need to get in here and actually put rail lines in there. Trapdoors right here. There we go. And now we can just crawl right through this thing. It looks a little weird for sure, but we can crawl right through this thing, get to the back of it, and lay the rail lines. So this item collection system is going to be kind of similar to some of the other item collection systems we've done. We're going to start at the back wall right here with a couple powered rails. So we're going to send the minecart down. It's going to bounce off of these rails on the wall and then come back the other way. We have a solid wall block down there to make sure this works. A couple of powered rails, then we'll go, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, we don't need to go overkill with the powered rails. So there's 8. Then maybe we'll do 3 more, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Another 8, and then a couple more powered rails, and we're actually at the end. Okay, perfect. Now all we need to do is power them. So down here, we're going to have powered rails right there. We'll power that. Can I dig this block out? Oh, yes, I can. I can. Okay, perfect. Actually, you know what? You know what? We might as well, right? I don't know how I didn't think about that. That's perfect. Now that that's all dug out, we can come down here at any time. We need to, like, work on the farm, make sure it's running, and actually work on the farm and make sure it's running. So with the rail lines in, here's the amazing part. We drop the minecart on the rail line. It's going to bounce off the wall, and then it's going to go down this way, and then because I didn't put anything over here, it's just going to stop. So this item collection system is going to be pretty similar to some of the other ones that we've set up. However, we need to make sure this minecart doesn't get locked. So we have 12 different sheep here, and most likely it's going to be like probably like 10 or so different colors, maybe even 12 different colors, just depends on how I do it. There are 5 slots inside of a hopper minecart. This is going to fill up really quickly. If that's white wool, this is like gray wool, this is black wool, that's green wool, and then that's blue wool. This is blue wool. It's full. If the hopper minecart is full, wool is going to sit on the ground and start piling up, and that's not going to be good. We definitely don't want wool piling up sitting on the floor, and then this minecart never being able to actually catch up. And in case I didn't make it clear, that's why we're using separate minecarts. It would be so easy to actually string a singular minecart, like over here. We could wrap it down, have it jump over here, and then bounce off and come back, and that would be nice, but that might be too much for the minecart. I think it might fill up. So, to finish this thing off, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 more blocks like that, and then we're going to do a temporary block right there, and a temporary block right there. We're going to break that block, place a hopper right there, facing into this block. I think for now, what we're going to do is move all of our items to the back of this building. Honestly, I'm not too sure how I'm going to do item storage. If we have to flip the hopper's direction around later and maybe do something out there like a separate building, that would work too. That could be pretty cool. But for now, I guess we'll just move everything to a central spot like over here on the back of the building, because it's going to be big and open. Oh, you know what? You know what? Because of how we have this set up, the floor is lower. We're actually going to have to move this all down. Just a little bit, but down. Okay, this should be better. Here's what I've done. Instead of having this go straight out, I've dropped it down 2 blocks. Hopefully, we're going to have enough power to climb back up here. If we don't, we could readjust it. But we're going to go down 2 blocks like that. And then I think we should be able to put a powered rail right there on top of that hopper. Now, coming out of this hopper, you're just going to have to imagine it for a second. We'll get it in a minute. But we'll have more hoppers like stringing together, all connecting, and like going down this way to this one, and then looping over to like a central spot. And then we'll have other hoppers on the other side doing the same exact thing, going to the middle. Okay, so we're going to have to test this out for sure. But remember I was talking about the hopper minecart filling up? Well, yeah, we need that to not happen. Definitely not. To prevent it from filling up, instead of having it come down and drop 1 item off and then bounce back and pick up more and then come back and drop 1, we're going to hold the minecart here and have it unload all the way, then let it go back out. To do that, simple circuit. We place a comparator facing out that way into a building block. We're going to need to clear out a little bit more space. This building block is going to go right here. We're going to put a redstone torch on it. Right here, we're going to put another building block. Right here, we're going to put a repeater. And then finally, another building block right there. That's going to power that. And now finally, moment of truth. Is it going to work? So it goes up there. It bounces off the wall. Yep. Okay, it's going to come back down. And it's going to bounce off, and it's going to go back. Okay, now let's say we had like an item or 2 in it. So watch this. It's going to come down here. It's going to pick those up. It's going to stop. And then it's going to go. Okay, so we might want to add maybe another powered rail, like right there. Maybe. That might help it out. Let's see. Okay. I forgot to put items. Okay, there's some items. So take those. You're going to stop and drop those off. And then you go. Okay, it works. Perfect. There we go. That minecart is going to run on a loop forever, and then when it hits down here, it's going to stop, unload all of the items. However, there's one thing that's bothering me about this, and that's this. This needs to sit on like a different block. You know, so if I'm digging and I don't mess it up. Yep. Okay. Moving on. So, to be honest, I don't know how much I'm actually going to ever come down into the basement, if I ever even do, honestly. But I still would like to keep it pretty clean and clear. So that's why I put all of these torches down here in like a pattern. And then over here, I want to leave all the redstone exposed. I like the idea of leaving the stuff like this, so then if there's ever like a problem with it, I can come down here and look at it, and it's really easy to see, and I can say, oh, like the repeater, it's messed up right there, you know? So anyways, side number 2. This side is going to be identical. We're going to do it exactly the same. Oh, it's nighttime. Okay, we're going to do the same in the morning. Don't redstone at night, right? That's how it goes, right? Okay, so down here is where the farm ends, I'm pretty sure. Yep, that's definitely where the farm ends. So that means we start with the cobblestone right there. We're going to go all the way down with the cobblestone. Now, this time, because I cleared out all that space, we actually don't need to do the whole crawling thing, even though it was pretty sweet. So I think I'm going to do it again anyways. Trap door right there, trap door right there. We stand here, boom, we're crawling now. Now, to be honest, I I know you're gonna say it. I know somebody has already said it. I'm overusing powered rails. I don't need that many powered rails. It's too much power. No, it's not. It's fine. I have a giant gold farm, so yeah, I'm not really worried about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. However, thank you for your concern. I do really appreciate it. All right, if our measurements are all correct, we're gonna have the same thing right there. Perfect. Then we set up the drop, we set up the small circuit, we set up the minecart, and the power, and, well, yeah, everything else. You gotta make sure the angle is right, because if the angle is off, then it's gonna sound wrong, and people are gonna take it the wrong way, and they're not really gonna like you, and it's gonna be a problem. But I have to say it anyways. This project takes so much iron. Like, it's painful. It's painful. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful that I'm doing this project. Look at this. It's overflowing. I haven't checked this in a minute. Yeah, that's my bad. I actually have to add a chest down here, too. It's the first time in a long time, but I'm out of storage space. Well, it's nice to see the poppy farm is running perfectly. Thankfully, I finally have a use for all of this jungle wood. I need so many hoppers for this project, and the jungle wood, it perfectly works. Okay, so for now, this is what I'm thinking. We'll have all of the hoppers just go down this way, and we'll probably end up digging like a hallway over here or something, have it go down, and then just like right over to the middle. But yeah, a string of hoppers all connected. Time for another one of these circuit things. So comparator going right there into a block with a redstone torch with a block and another block right there, and then a repeater right there. That's all good. Then we need a powered rail right there. The normal rail is going to go right there, and what's wrong? Ah, that's what's wrong. There we go. It works. Okay, so minecart number 2. There we go. That's gonna go and run forever. That's good. Everything is good. Okay, so we'll come back to that bit in a minute. Now let's move over to this part. So this part is gonna be basically the same thing, I think. So here's what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna have the rail lines running on top of the light blocks, obviously. It's gonna come down and bounce off right here on the end. When I'm setting these things up, usually I like to have the minecart go a couple blocks past the wool farm, and that's kind of what happens here. It's only one block this time, but that's fine. I want to keep things compact, but it goes past the block, so if the wool is like all the way over here for some reason, then the hopper minecart still picks it up. So that should be good. We have it go down, bounce off of that, and then over here at the other side, I think we're gonna have room to set up the same circuit, like this small unloading circuit. We'll have it unloaded into hoppers, but then this time, the hoppers, instead of going like off to the side, will go straight down. It won't change anything at all. The wiring is exactly the same. They go straight down into the ground, and then they wind over here to the same middle spot. I think that's it. Should work. However, I didn't do it before, and now I have to do it, and it's painful. I have to dig. Back to digging again. And I have to be really careful this time. That was really bad. I need to not drop the sheep down in there. Thank you, me. Yep, don't do that. Alright, so this side is going to be a little bit interesting. So if we have this come down and then bounce off of this spot right there, that block would be exposed. To get around that, I think what I'm going to do is just raise the ground up all the way from like side to side. I mean, we'll probably end up building a wall right here to cover up this stuff anyways, but yeah, to get around the block being like shown off on the surface, we just raise the ground. Not that big of a problem. So I dug out all the space. It's a small space down here this time. Next is the cobblestone. We're going to wire this exactly the same. And then, after the cobblestone, we're going to do the same exact thing with the rails. We're going to do 3, then we're going to do 8. Then we're going to do 3 more powered rails, and this time we're going to be over here because it's shorter. You know what? No, we're going to adjust it. Instead, we're going to do 3 at the end, then we're just going to fill in all the way in the middle with the normal rails. Then over here at the end, we're going to have spot for another normal rail, and then finally, we're going to have the whole hopper system. So hopper facing down? Or, see, I want the hoppers to be on the same spot. So 74 when I stand on that hopper. Okay, that feels really high up, actually. And then 76. So yeah, we want it to go down like 2 blocks. So facing down, perfect. And then on top of this hopper, we're gonna have that again. Couple levers in here to make sure all of these rails are powered. And last but not least, that redstone component. So building block right there, comparator that goes into that block right there. Oh, this might be a little bit tricky. So thankfully, this is the back of the build. This was what I was afraid of. So we could try and compact things down even more. It would be possible. Or we could just use the back of the build and say it's fine, which is what I would prefer to do. But we're going to have like little holes on the back of the build. Yikes, 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 yikes. How do we fix that? We could probably just fix it with trapdoors, or honestly, we might be behind the tree for the most part. So we might be fine. See, we have the comparator to the building block to the torch, to the basalt, which is the building block this time, to the repeater, to the building block. And then, if that wasn't there, yep, that would be powered. Okay, that should be good. I could move it in, though. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about this. Look, here's how I'll show you the big problem. Yikes. So we're gonna just start setting up the other one again. So that goes there, and then I'm gonna need way more normal rails, but that's fine. Because I have so many more over here. I still haven't even touched this other stack. So there we go. We have the rails in. Now, I still don't know what I'm gonna put in front of the light blocks. It's definitely something. So we'll put the power on the back, and that should be fine. The machine shouldn't get messed up. The power is far enough away. I think as long as we don't have a block right there, that might not even mess with it. We'll just leave it alone. Moving down over to this side, time to set this thing up. So, because this might end up being exposed, we're gonna do like a nicer looking block, so like smooth stone. Then we need to come in here and have a hopper facing down, because that's how we did it, and this is the problem right here. So, the hoppers, they could kind of string down, and maybe the minecart would like move them along, like in the system, but I don't really want that to happen. So I think what we're going to have to do here is, it's not that big of a deal. It'll be fine, but we're going to have to string a couple more hoppers than I really wanted to in here. So what we could do is have this whole thing go down still, like the hoppers face down. So we start with this thing facing down still, that's fine. But unfortunately, because of this rail, we can't have hoppers like connecting each other. And I don't really want the minecart to move items around. It might slow it down. So instead, this is what we do. We move it down. And then we move it over to the back. Then we move it down. Then down here, I have a hopper facing forward. So then everything ends up in this hopper right there. So like, check this out. We throw the dirt in there. It's going to go through this thing. It's going to go over here. And then it ends up right there. Then this one will continue down and we'll move it over and connect it. It's going to make it a little bit more expensive for the hoppers, which is a bummer for sure. But I think it'll be fine. So anyways, this block goes right there. Then we have to dig this out and we have to put a redstone torch right on this block right there. There's going to be a hole, but the tree's going to cover that up. Then these blocks can go back. Redstone repeater right there. Solid block right on top of that. And then one final powered rail right there. Layer 2 is good. And it fits. Kind of. Alright, well, with that figured out, that means there's only one more layer to do. That's going to be this top layer right here. So 3 right there. 3 more powered rails down here. Lever. Plain rails. Extra block that goes right there. More normal rail. Hopper facing down. Oh. You know what? Maybe this isn't the worst thing in the world after all. Maybe this is actually kind of nice because check this out. So we have the hopper trail going down. We have to pop it back over and we could curve it there, or we could just have this go like straight down, like just tower it up all the way. Oh, that's so nice. That's actually like perfect. So then we still have a hopper tower, just transports all the items straight down that way. Should be fine. I think we'll test it out. All right, so let's put jungle trap door in the top one, and then it should end up right down here. Yeah, perfect. It's so quick too. Okay, cool. That's perfect. It works. The last thing that I need to get in is this final circuit up here, and look at this. This is going to be perfect. I mean, it's like right below the trapdoor. I guess it could be one up, which would be even more perfect, but we could easily put like another trapdoor right there, and nobody would suspect a thing. That's going to be perfect. So, what goes back right here? I think that does. Oh, no. I swapped these. Okay. Let's try that again. Comparator right there. Repeater right there. Block on top of the comparator, and then finally. Oh, I'm out. I'm literally one short. Powered rail goes right there. Okay, that's kind of crazy. One powered rail off, but there we go. There's the final powered rail. So now it's minecart time. We'll put one right there. We put one right there. And then finally, at the bottom one, we put one right there. Take the item out of here. And it goes. These minecarts should be good. There's lots of power in here. They're going to bounce back and forth forever. Definitely looks like it. Okay, that works. So now all I need to do is string more hoppers over to the middle. Not a problem at all. That's actually insanely easy. Set up a chest over here in the center. Maybe 2. Maybe I'll do like a double chest for this side, double chest over here. And then we have to dye the sheep. And that's literally it. Okay, yeah, so this is definitely not going to be the final way that we end up doing the item storage. This would fill up like really quickly. We're going to need way more chests, and we need something better. The farm, this build definitely deserves more. Probably like automatic sorting system. That would be really cool. But for now, this is how we're going to do it. So this one is super easy. Couple hoppers going like that. One turning right here, and we're one short again. Nice. I was saying, one turns right there. That goes right there. Those go straight down now this time. Boom. We're good. However, I want to change this. So since this goes straight down, I might as well just have this go straight down too. It doesn't matter. I have a lot of extra iron. We'll have this hopper tower completely past this hopper right there. We don't really need to have it go through there. If we had to go through there, it might turn on and off randomly. So there we go. The tower goes straight down to the bottom now. Strung up to a couple more hoppers. I guess I could make it a little shorter, save one hopper right in here, but it's fine. Honestly, not worried about it at all. This side though, oh man, this side is even easier. It's just a literal L with hoppers. There we go. That's connected all the way up to the chest. You can't see it. It's over there. It's all the way connected up. Now I just need to figure out how to get out of here. I did it. I got out of that hole. Now it's dye time. So we have to get every single dye in the game. Times 3. We need 3 of every color. 3 red, that's good. 3 yellow, that's good. now I need the rest. Honestly, I think this should be pretty easy, especially if we just go like color by color. I'm pretty sure we have everything that we need inside of the jungle or inside of the storage building to make every dye in the game. I don't think it'll be hard. It's just kind of like a process. Orange is next. We're good. Actually, orange is before yellow. My bad. Green. Lime is so easy. We have so much green dye. Blue. Lapis. Light blue. Oh man, the tricky one. Cyan dye. Oh, never mind. It's not tricky. We have everything. Purple. I already had it. Okay, I can never remember how this works, but I'm pretty sure one of these flowers is magenta and then the other one is pink, right? If I had to take a guess, I think it's magenta from the peony, right? No, that's pink. Okay, magenta from the lilac. This isn't pink too, right? No, that's magenta. Okay, perfect. I feel like it should be the other way around, to be honest. I feel like the lilac is more pink. Maybe there's like a reason behind it. I don't know. Okay, so brown dye. I haven't made brown dye in a long time. I'm pretty sure it's just cocoa beans, right? Like, we literally just put those. Yeah, that's brown dye. And we're basically in the home stretch now. All we need is bone meal and ink sacs to create the rest of the dyes. So we're gonna need 3 whites, so there we go. We're gonna need 3 dark gray, so there we go. Then we're gonna need 3 light gray. So how do we do that? Like that? Like that. And then 3 black dye as well. We have all the dyes now. I've been thinking about how I want to do this because at first I thought it was going to be kind of tricky, to be honest. I mean, we have a section of 12, we have a section of 12, and there's 16 colors in the game total. But actually, it's not going to be bad at all. The only question is, can the sheep get out of this thing? I don't think they can. I think they're too big. But at the same time, I don't really want to take any risks. So we're going to do this one by one and go as quick as possible. We're going to start with red right there. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about this. We might not actually need some of these colors. Some of the sheep are already dyed, so maybe if we're lucky, we'll end up with like a sheep that we actually don't have to re-dye. That could be pretty cool. Here's what we have now. Red, orange, yellow, lime. Yeah, it actually looks like either the sheep just don't care about getting out or they can't fit out. I know for sure that the blocks can't be placed lower. When I was getting some of the sheep inside of the pens, like the grown-up ones, I tried to put the blocks lower and it didn't work. Here's what we're looking at now. Roy above the final 4. We're going to go with purple. Then next, we're going to go with magenta. That's going to look cool. After that, we're going to go with pink. Perfect. And then after pink, we're going to go with brown. So, there we go. We basically have the whole rainbow of sheep right here. It actually worked out perfectly. Now, the 4 that we're missing, easy. It's going to be white, light gray, gray, and black dye. On the other side, we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to start with red, then we're going to go to orange, then we're going to go to yellow, then we're going to go to lime. And look, I don't even have to dye that one. Green, cyan, blue, light blue, purple, magenta, pink, and last but not least, the brown one. So there we go. We have double rainbow. Rainbow sheep on that wall, rainbow sheep on this wall in perfect color order. Now this wall is going to be so easy. So what I think I'm going to do is start with red somewhere. Like maybe we start with red right there. We have ketchup. Then we go down this way. Then maybe we wrap up this way. Just like that. So now all that we have left are the black and the white tones. So what we're going to do is start with black, then go gray, light gray, white, then black, gray, light gray, white, light gray, gray, black. So we have like a perfect gradient on the top, and then we can see all of the colors right there. It's simply the best way to do it. The only way to do it. Wait, what? wait, what? That's not, no, that's a glitch. That's a glitch. It's cursed scaffolding. I wish we could leave it there. We can't leave it there. That's not meant to be there. Wait. It was never real. Alright, so when we're done with this thing, this is what we're going to end up with. On the top, perfect gradient. On the next layer, oh. That's where this extra glass came from. I was wondering about that. Next layer, part of the rainbow. Last layer, the rest of the rainbow. That looks good. Every single sheep inside of this factory, 3 times over. There's one thing left to do. It's shear time. It's finally time to start getting shears inside of this farm. Now, this is going to take an absurd amount of shears. What I think I'm going to do to make sure this thing is like good to go, just good for a while, is 2 pairs of shears inside of every single dispenser here. So that's going to be 48 times 2 amount of shears. And now that we start actually getting the shears inside of this farm, it's going to start running. As soon as these sheep decide to like eat the grass or the grass updates like that, perfect. It couldn't be any better. The grass updates, then it's running. And look at that. It harvested twice already. That's probably like 5 blocks of cyan wool. Even better, it's the first blocks of cyan wool in the whole world. The sad part is, once we get all the shears inside of each one of these dispensers, the sheep are going to lose their colors, so we will never get to see the colored sheep. Like, once this farm gets running, they'll never have their wool again, so big rip. And you know what? Now that I think about it, that means that it never mattered. We could have put literally any color sheep in any farm, and once it gets running, you don't even see the color. Okay. Well, I didn't think about that one. That could have made my life way easier, but at the same time, we know. It's our secret. It'll be our secret that all of the sheep are perfectly organized in order of the rainbow. All of the shears are inside of the dispensers now, so now it's time for this farm to just start running. Now, this whole wall has been running for a while. It looks like some of the sheep just aren't eating for whatever reason, but let's check this out. Big moment of truth. Okay. Okay, that's insane. That's insane. Okay, all right, I like it. And even more, 11 already, 13, what? Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy. I knew the rates were going to be good. I knew they were going to be good for sure, but this hasn't been running at all. Like literally not even at all. And look at all of this. Look at all of this. This is insane. That's so much wool. Like of every color. That's insane. Oh, this is good. This is good. We definitely need an auto sorter for sure. Wow, the rates of this thing though. The rates of this thing already. They're insane. Episode 117, comment of the day. It's one from r/Waddles. Rail around the jungle, basically. Iguana King. Alright, so I gotta say, this idea is beautiful. I'm not gonna read it all. You can read it if you want, but it's beautiful. It's basically a concept for a monorail wrapping all the way around the jungle base, like looking at the temple and everything, maybe going through the underground by the Nylium farms. Really just wrapping around the jungle so we can get a good view of everything, and that idea is so amazing. So there are a couple more big projects that I have planned in the jungle. One of them that I think we're gonna probably do really soon, but the idea of a rail line, like when we're near the end of the series, to like look at everything that we build. I love it. That's such a good idea, and maybe that could be like one of the final things that we do in the jungle, like to finish everything off. But good news, I don't think the series is going to end anytime soon. I have to think about it a little bit more. I'm not 100% certain, but this world actually might end up existing into 1.17. Collection system done. Dyeing the sheep, coloring them all. It's good. Start the farm. We've done that. The interior. Alright, so just like the caving trip that we've been pushing off, we're not going to get to the interior of the build today. However, I would like to talk about it a little bit. We're going to do it very soon, but the note blocks, I've been thinking about them. I think what we might end up doing is pulling the ceiling down, like making it level, like around the edge, like on the walls, not the actual ceiling. Putting note blocks up there, maybe we leave the faces exposed. We could probably just cut off that top row of sheep. It doesn't matter, we can't even see the colors anyways. And yeah, like finishing that section, having that go down. We still might stack more farms in here, so if we stack even more farms, honestly I don't know if we're gonna need to, but if we stack more farms in here, then they'll go higher up, and then we can keep the ceiling like really high in this bit. The floor, a while ago on my Instagram story, I put a question asking you guys about the floor. Almost everybody said some type of gray block, so I think that's what we're gonna do for the most part in here. I'm still kind of unsure, but yeah, some kind of like gray factory floor, and then the raised up bits, maybe like raise them up with like wood molding around the edge or something like that. I have big interior plans is what I'm saying, but we're not gonna do them today. Maybe next time. Thank you all for watching. Minecraft Guide 117. I'm pretty sure I'm in love with this factory, and honestly, if we want to include the item collection storage system, we're probably like only halfway done with this project. Like, this thing is crazy. Anyways though, big shout out to Glavers, my patron. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you all for watching. As always, all of my links are down in the description. Remember to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. It's been me, your boy. I'll see you next time.